Jung's darkest discovery was about people with zero anger and how this strange immunity made them nearly impossible to hurt or control. You've heard of anger management, right? Well, after this video, you will forget angry issues. Carl Jung discovered something way more disturbing. Some people don't need anger management because they literally don't get angry at all. Not a flicker, not even a sarcastic eyebrow raise. It's like they were born with emotional bulletproof vests. And here's the crazy part. Their immunity didn't make them weak, repressed, or robotic. It made them nearly impossible to control, manipulate, or even hurt. Basically, the psychological equivalent of fighting someone who doesn't have a nerve system. Good luck landing a hit. So today, we're cracking open Jung's playbook to figure out how to become one of these untouchable humans. And I promise it won't involve moving to a monastery, chanting in Sanskrit, or pretending you like kale smoothies. Here are 7 Jung-inspired hacks to never get angry or bothered by anyone. The shadow mirror effect. Jung said the most irritating people in your life aren't enemies, they're mirrors. They reflect back to you all the things you don't like about yourself. That coworker who constantly interrupts, he's showing you your insecurity about not being heard. Your perpetually late friend, that's your inner control freak twitching. Your judgmental aunt who questions your life choices, that's your self-doubt wearing lipstick and pearls. And here's the twist. When you see people as mirrors, their behavior stops feeling like an attack and starts feeling like free therapy. Why pay $150 an hour for a therapist when you can just go to Thanksgiving dinner and let your uncle roast you? But if people are mirrors, then how you respond to what you see is the real test. Which brings us to the reaction gap. Most people treat triggers like microwaves. Stimulus goes in, reaction pops out instantly, no thought required. You yell at me, I yell louder. You insult me, I clap back harder. But Jung's famous patient Heinrich, our psychological superhero, did something different. He described it like slow motion in The Matrix. When someone insulted him, the words didn't stick immediately. They hung in the air like subtitles, and he got to decide, do I catch this or let it drift right past me? That pause, the reaction gap, is pure power. It's the difference between looking like a Zen monk versus looking like that guy arguing with strangers in a Walmart parking lot. But let's be honest. A pause is only useful if you've got strong boundaries, protecting what actually gets through. Boundary fortresses. Think of your mind as a castle. Some people's castles don't even have doors. Every insult, every criticism, every bad vibe just strolls right in and throws a party. Not these people. They've built what Jung called boundary fortresses. 3 layers of defense, relevance filter. Only information that helps me grow gets in. The rest, rejected, like expired milk. Ownership boundary. Other people's emotions belong to them, not me. Their anger, their circus, their monkeys. Identity fortress. My sense of self is so solid, your insult bounces off like a Nerf dart. But here's the paradox. The calmer you get, the more people want to provoke you. Because energy vampires need reactions to survive. And when you starve them, oh, they squirm. They poke harder, and the more they poke, the funnier it gets. Which brings us to the ultimate revenge strategy, flipping insults back into a mirror. Projection reversal. Ever been called something that felt way off? Like, wait, me? Selfish? Meanwhile, the person saying it is hoarding attention like a dragon with gold coins? That's projection reversal. Realizing insults say more about the insulter than the target. Heinrich once got called a heartless profiteer. Did he get defensive? Nope. He calmly diagnosed the guy. Ah, so you're afraid of being heartless. You're insecure about money. You feel guilty about your workers. In other words, every insult is basically an accidental confession. People are projecting their shadows onto you like sloppy PowerPoint presentations. Once you see it, you stop playing defense. But why stop at deflecting insults when you can actually turn them into fuel? Emotional alchemy. Here's the Jedi-level trick. Don't just block insults, use them. Jung noticed that some people treat criticism like compost. Smelly, gross. But if you recycle it right, it grows flowers. Heinrich didn't see difficult people as enemies. He saw them as free personal trainers. Each insult became a workout rep for his emotional strength. Each betrayal became a test of his adaptability. Each critic became a teacher in disguise. Instead of wounds, he found lessons. Instead of enemies, he found allies. This wasn't suppression, it was transformation. Think of it as psychological judo, flipping the energy of others to make yourself stronger. But here's the part Jung didn't put in textbooks. Transformation hurts. Turning anger into growth isn't a neat Instagram quote kind of process. It feels like breaking open scar tissue. Think about it, every insult that cuts you is really showing you a wound that was already there. That betrayal that stings, it echoes the first time you felt abandoned. That criticism that burns, it reopens the memory of when you weren't enough. Emotional alchemy means standing inside the fire of those old wounds without running from them. And that's terrifying, because growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the moments when you want to scream, slam doors, and walk away. But instead, you stay, you breathe. You listen to the shadow whispering inside you and ask, what are you here to teach me? That's why Jung called this discovery disturbing, because most people don't want to face those shadows. They'd rather blame, fight, or numb out. But the ones who do face them, they emerge with something almost supernatural, a freedom no insult can steal, no betrayal can destroy, and no critic can touch. The compassionate warrior. Jung warned about this. If you get too good at emotional detachment, you risk turning into a cold, unrelatable robot. Sure, nothing hurts you, but nothing moves you either. The highest level isn't coldness. It's becoming what Jung called a compassionate warrior, strong enough to remain untriggered, human enough to still care, present enough to help others without drowning in their chaos. This is the person who can sit in the storm, hold space for others, and still walk out dry. Think Superman, but instead of laser vision, it's infinite patience. Which brings us to Jung's ultimate insight, the final insight. Jung's disturbing discovery wasn't that some rare unicorns are born anger-proof. It's that anyone you, me, your loud neighbor with the leaf blower can train this skill. Every insult is a test. Every critic is a mirror. Every storm is fuel. And the choice is yours. Collapse into rage like the rest of the world, or rise above it like someone who's seen the cheat codes. Or, as Heinrich put it, true strength isn't about what can't touch you. It's about what you can touch without being changed by it. So next time someone tries to push your buttons, smile. They're not testing your weakness. They're training your strength. If you made it this far, congrats, you're already dodging triggers like Neo dodges bullets. If you want more deep dives into the psychology of resilience, shadow work, and mental superpowers, hit that subscribe button. Not for me, for the version of you that refuses to be anyone's emotional punching bag.